You wake up, follow the same routine every day, and it feels comfortable. But here's the brutal truth. This comfort zone you cherish, it's secretly killing your soul. Sounds dramatic, but trust me, it's not an exaggeration. Staying in your comfort zone can slowly drain the life out of you, and by the time you realize it, it might already be too late. In this video, we're diving into 5 ways your comfort zone is destroying you and how breaking free is the only way to reclaim your life and potential. 1. Stagnation. Comfort zones feel safe because they eliminate risk, but they also eliminate growth. When you stop challenging yourself, you stop evolving. It's like keeping a plant in the dark. It might survive for a while, but it will never truly thrive. Staying stagnant feels like you're protecting yourself from failure, but in reality, you're shielding yourself from progress. How this happens? You stop seeking new experiences. You avoid difficult conversations, shy away from learning new skills, and convince yourself that where you are is good enough. The problem? Good enough is never truly fulfilling. You start feeling stuck, bored, and uninspired. Over time, your goals fade away, and you lose sight of who you could become. How to break free? Start small. Take on challenges that scare you just a bit. Step into situations where failure is possible, because with failure comes growth, and with growth comes a sense of purpose that can reignite your passion for life. 2. Fear becomes your master. Comfort zones are rooted in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of change. By staying in your bubble, you let that fear dictate your life. But the more you give in to fear, the more it controls you, and eventually, it starts deciding your path for you. How this happens? Fear doesn't just stop you from taking big risks, it seeps into every decision you make. You become afraid of taking the slightest step outside your routine. Maybe it's the fear of starting that side hustle you've been thinking about, or the fear of leaving a toxic relationship. The result? You remain stuck in situations that no longer serve you, slowly eroding your sense of self. How to break free? Acknowledge the fear, but act in spite of it. Real growth happens when you do the very thing that scares you. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Often, it's not as bad as you think, and the potential rewards far outweigh the risks. 3. You lose your drive and ambition. When you settle into your comfort zone, you stop dreaming big. Your ambitions shrink to fit the confines of your familiar environment. You may not notice it right away, but eventually, you start feeling unfulfilled and unmotivated. Your passion dims, and life becomes a monotonous routine. How this happens? Instead of striving for more, you start making excuses. I don't have the time. I'm too old to start over. I'm just not talented enough. These excuses keep you complacent, and the longer you tell yourself these lies, the more you believe them. You stop setting goals, and even the thought of chasing your dreams feels exhausting. How to break free? Reignite your ambition by setting small, attainable goals. These don't have to be life-changing right away, but they should push you beyond what's comfortable. Achieving small victories will rekindle your drive and remind you of the limitless potential you once saw in yourself. 4. Relationships grow shallow. Comfort zones don't just impact your personal growth, they affect your relationships too. When you cling to what's familiar, you often avoid deepening your connections with others. You stick with surface-level interactions because vulnerability feels too risky. How this happens? You stop having meaningful conversations. Instead of addressing issues or discussing your true feelings, you stay silent. You avoid conflict, thinking it will maintain peace, but instead, it creates emotional distance. Eventually, you lose the ability to connect on a deeper level, and your relationships become hollow. How to break free? Push yourself to have those uncomfortable conversations. Be open and vulnerable with the people in your life. Yes, it feels risky, but it's the only way to build real, lasting relationships. And remember, the most fulfilling connections come from being authentic, not from hiding in the shadows of comfort. 5. Your potential remains untapped. Perhaps the most tragic consequence of staying in your comfort zone is that you never realize your full potential. You have unique talents, passions, and capabilities, but by playing it safe, you keep them buried. Every day you stay comfortable is another day you waste the opportunity to become the person you were meant to be. How this happens? You stop trying new things. You avoid putting yourself in situations that could reveal your true capabilities. You settle for mediocrity because reaching for greatness feels too daunting. But deep down, there's always a lingering sense of regret, a voice in your head asking, what if? How to break free. Challenge yourself to explore new interests, skills, and passions. You don't need to make a huge leap, but take consistent, small steps toward growth. As you push the boundaries of your comfort zone, you'll discover strengths you never knew you had. Your comfort zone might feel safe, but it's slowly killing your soul. Stagnation, fear, lack of ambition, shallow relationships, and untapped potential are the silent enemies you face when you stay in the familiar. So, what will you choose? Will you remain in the comfort of safety, or will you embrace the discomfort of growth? Remember, real life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one way you're stepping out of your comfort zone today?